Have you ever felt like something so small somehow became unbearably heavy over time?
A passing thought, a minor worry, an old wound.
This is the story of Maya. Evening falls over the city. Maya, a woman in her 30s, walks alone among the crowd. She carries nothing in her hands, yet something invisible weighs her down. She arrives at the old university campus, home to a retired professor known not just for his wisdom, but for the way his stories seem to touch the soul. Maya sits down before him. Her voice is low, her eyes tired. "Professor, I don't know what's wrong. Life feels too heavy lately, like I'm sinking, and no one notices." The professor smiles gently. He says nothing. Instead, he pours a glass of water and holds it in front of her. "Tell me, Maya, how heavy do you think this glass is?"
She hesitates. "Maybe 300 grams.
The professor nods slowly. "The weight doesn't matter. What matters is how long I hold it."
If I hold it for a minute, it's fine.
"An hour, my arm starts to ache. All day, my arm might go numb. And yet, the glass hasn't changed."
He looks her in the eyes. "Stress is like this glass. It isn't caused by what's in front of us. It's caused by how long we choose to carry it."
Maya is quiet. Something opens in her mind. She stares at the glass, then at her own hands, as if realizing how tightly she's been holding on for far too long. "You must learn," the professor says gently,
"to put the glass down." As he speaks, Maya's mind drifts
to the long nights at work, the calls from her mother she never answered, the silent tears in her car after exhausting days, the quiet questions. Am I enough? Does anyone really understand? Not all burdens are visible. Sometimes the heaviest things are unspoken words,
unfelt feelings,
expectations we never agreed to carry, but did anyway. The professor stands and pours her a cup of tea.
Still, he says nothing more.
Sometimes silence is the greatest healer.
Outside the window, an old tree sways gently in the wind.
"See that tree?" The professor points. "It stands strong because it bends. It doesn't resist the wind, it moves with it."
Maya thinks for a moment.
"I used to think letting go meant I was weak." He smiles.
"No, letting go is freedom.
It means trusting that not everything needs to be held forever. We suffer, not because of what happened, but because we keep holding onto it."
Long after it was time to let go.
A year passed, and Maya returned. Her eyes brighter, her smile effortless.
She looked lighter not in weight, but in spirit. Then he tells her a story.
2 monks were walking by a river. They saw a woman unable to cross. One monk lifted her and carried her across.
Hours later, the other monk said, "You know we're not supposed to touch women."
The first monk smiled. "I left her by the river hours ago."
"Why are you still carrying her?"
That day, Maya left without a prescription.
No checklist.
Just a single phrase echoing in her soul. "Put the glass down." A year passed, and Maya returned. Her eyes brighter, her smile effortless.
She looked lighter not in weight, but in spirit.
"Professor," she said,
"there are still storms in my life, but I no longer bring them home with me."
The professor nodded. "Yes, let the rain fall if it must."
"But you don't have to stay wet. You too are holding a glass."
Maybe it's called sadness, or guilt, or fear. But ask yourself, how long have you been holding it?
It's time now. Put it down.
Peace doesn't come from avoiding stress.
It comes from learning how to face it and let it go.